Hi, everyone. So, as promised, here is what's working in SEO in 2023. This is a no fluff, no BS real presentation. This is based on things that we've seen this past year. These are actual case studies, and I'm going to show you guys. And I hope I don't call anyone out here today, but we're going to go over the 5 mistakes we see most common when it comes to people's technical SEO. So again, a ton of real life value. This is not just someone's hot take on LinkedIn or on Twitter. This is stuff that we're actually seeing that we're going to talk to you today. So again, tons of value in this presentation. I'm going to try not to speak too quickly, but there is a lot of ground to cover because I'm going to be talking about the 3 main pillars of SEO. As mentioned, I'm going to tell you guys about the technical SEO mistakes we see the clients make the most and that are most obvious and how to fix them. Some case studies, SEO case studies for all sorts of industries. So, whatever niche you're in, or if you're an agency and you work with different niches, or if you're in e commerce, if you're in something really competitive like legal or healthcare, we have something for everyone here. Today, I'm going to show you guys the top SEO strategies that we've used and how we make them work for our clients. Basically, like just pull that curtain open and just teach you everything. So, you're going to see I'm going to have this on the screen a few times, multiple opportunities for free SEO consultations. And I'm going to bring this up in a few seconds here too. So why is this still important? You know, I saw that some people chatting earlier and people wanting to talk about AI. When I'm on the road sometimes and meeting with clients, people want to talk about TikTok all the time. There are all these places where we're trying to figure out where people are searching for more information about us and what we do and what we sell. But the bottom line is no matter what craziness is going on, no matter what we're hearing, it's still in a form search engine optimization or SEO. It's uh, still a Google search. And one of the things that I think is really interesting about the place that we're at right now as a digital marketing community is that people's attention is spread to so many different places. And those who continue to focus on what counts, they're going to be the real winners here. Right now, search engine optimization still counts, and that's one of the reasons why I'm really excited to do this webinar and presentation today. So about Snap SEO, I'm sure most of you are familiar with us, but if you haven't or you want a little bit more information, we've been around since 2018. We're one of the fastest growing SEO and marketing companies in Canada. I've worked on SEO for thousands of different websites. We've been featured on earned media sites like Fox News, CBS, US Today, ABC News. In fact, we've been published on over 500 major news and media websites. So the list is very large, and we did a lot of work to actually earn these spots. So we are successful because we're really good at what we do. We have to be, we do it at scale, and we have a lot of different clients, a lot of different industries, and we sort of figured out how to make this work for everyone. And a little note here is like we also have resellers, people selling our services as well. So um, quality counts, and we really have to be on our game to deliver um, these services to our clients and resellers uh, because we are leaders in the industry, and if we don't provide a good product, we're going to fail as a business too. So we really have to know what we're talking about when we're doing SEO. All right, so some stuff about me. My name is Josh. I started doing a couple things at the same time. So, one, right out of high school, I started doing promotions for nightlife, so I had put 10 years of that into a side business. As I was doing that, and well, actually a little bit before that, I was in high school and I started making websites in school. And the teachers actually started giving me side work as a side hustle. So I'd actually come to class and I would get paid to go to class. And then as we're actually making these websites, my friends and I, we had to figure out how to get people to these websites. So we learned about SEO, we learned how Google works. Back then, it was way different, but uh, it was a lot of fun, and so I continued that through the vast majority of my life, and I've been doing SEO for a large portion of my life. I'm also an SEO product developer here, and I'm currently Snap SEO's director of marketing. So essentially, I do SEO for an SEO company, and that's a big part of my job. And for those who are familiar with SEO, and I'm assuming that most of you on this call or this webinar, SEO is a really competitive niche, and it's very hard to do well in this space. In the last year, we've had a 95% growth in traffic from last year, and I've done a lot of this with the strategies we're going to show you here today. In my spare time, as you see, I have a true passion for traveling, exploring, I just like to see the world. So that's a little bit more about me. Uh, and so I kind of mentioned this before, but one of the things that's really nice about this presentation is SEO is for everyone. Doesn't matter which niche you're in, these strategies are going to work for you. These are the foundational elements. These are the things that are going to be true. So competitive industries, local spots, e-commerce, we've done it all, and this covers it all. Whether you're brand new to SEO or you consider yourself an expert, I'm positive that you're going to learn something new today. And I want to make sure this is super clear. These case studies, I think there's 6 in here in this presentation. Uh, these are all clients who signed up for our Snap Managed SEO plans. This is our number one selling managed SEO service. These campaigns were at least for 6 months, and that's really important to note because not only does SEO take like a really solid strategy behind it, it's something that an expert could come up with, but it takes time and consistency. It's something that really gets better the more you do it. That being said, and you're going to see real life examples through this presentation. The results, when done right, are absolutely worth it. So I said I would go over the 3 main pillars of SEO, and these are some of them. The first is technical SEO. So people kind of get bored by technical SEO and kind of get bored dealing with some code sometimes. I happen to like it. Essentially, that's your site structure and how you can make it easily read by Google. We're going to go over on-page SEO strategies, especially for 2023. And what we're really going to focus on there is the content on your website and how it's formatted and communicated so that it's useful to your audience. Google wants to send users to the best possible answers to their questions. So, one, that has to do with the information you share, but two, you also have to make it accessible. So, is it formatted properly? Are you using proper headers? Are you able to read it as well, or is the answer hard to find? These are all things that are really important when it comes to your on-page SEO. And off-page SEO, everyone's favorites because we're essentially going to talk about backlinks. They're very hard to get. And in fact, 95% of the websites out there don't have backlinks, which is crazy, but it's true. But they're also important for SEO. And these are achieved through quality content, link blogger outreach, and then also some brand recognition. And we're going to touch on these things. So, as I mentioned before, here's our first slide for booking a session with us or just asking for some general help. You could reach out to us on this link on the page, or you could just go to snapseo.ca and click the contact us button and fill out a form, or call us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out with your SEO goals or digital marketing goals. So this first section, I hope I don't embarrass anyone, but I'm calling this, "Is This You?" Because what I'm going to talk about is, and we're going to stick mainly to technical SEO, but these are the 5 mistakes that we see people making the most often. Uh, Common technical SEO mistake number 1, and that's going to be duplicate or empty title descriptions. And if you're like, what are we talking about? I'm going to tell you what everything is. So, a title tag is a piece of HTML code that basically says what the title of a page is, and it tells Google this. It's a really important ranking factor. Uh, you could see what the HTML looks like on the slide. Ours is on the homepage, for example. our homepage is leading Edmonton digital marketing company, Snap SEO. And you wouldn't be surprised how many people either don't add this because they forget, they don't know how, or many other similar pages have the same title for multiple pages on the website, right? And what this does is it actually confuses Google's, um, like the Google crawlers when it comes to your website. It doesn't know how to read your website. That tag is a keyword. It's telling them what the page means at a very high level, but you have no keyword. They're not really sure where or how to rank the page. Or if you have multiple pages with the same keyword, they don't know what the page is actually about and the one that they're supposed to rank for that specific term. Um, and then both actually just get devalued, and then you just don't really rank. So the way to fix this is solid wide foundational keyword strategy. This is where working with Snap SEO comes in. I also want to show you guys, we love SEMrush. Sometimes people call it SEMrush. They like SEMrush, so we're going to use that. Anyways, we use them all the time here, and here's how you could use your SEMrush account to see how yours are doing. I wanted to use this example because it's not a website that you think wouldn't know what they're doing, and I'm trying to throw shade at not. I'm not trying to throw like bad at Petco, but this is a big brand, right? This is a brand that makes a lot of money, and they have over 12,000 issues with duplicate title tags on their site. So what you're going to do is you're going to do go to your site audit page. We're going to go to the issues, and then you're going to search for title. It's going to tell you exactly what it is. And then they even have 173 pages with no tags at all. That's pretty wild, right? Like, so if you're thinking like, oh, my site's probably fine, I do encourage you to go through that audit process because one, this is the number one issue we see, and two, it actually does make a big difference. These little things do add up when it comes to your site rankings. The second issue here we see the most, and that's going to be slow page speed. Slow, right? No one likes a slow page. So I think a lot of people know why. Uh, Most of us know that a good user experience is a important part of SEO, but let's dig a little bit deeper there about it. So I always say this: Google wants to send its users to the best possible answer to their questions. And is there anything more annoying than a page that won't load or slow page speed? Doesn't matter what the content is. If I'm waiting for more than a few seconds, I'm not reading it. And if people and if I'm not going to be bothered to read the answer, no matter how informative, how well written it is, it's a bad answer and a poor user experience. I did want to share that what the culprits usually are. So first thing is going to be unused JavaScript. And we see this a lot, and it's also called render blocking. I was going to dive into this a little bit more, but again, there's a ton of info on Google about it. I recommend an audit. I'll throw up a URL soon if you're not sure if this is the problem that you're facing. Uh, and the other thing that we're seeing all the time is large media files. This seems like one of the things people know, but they don't necessarily do right, which is again why I just recommend an audit. Number one, you want to compress your images. That's super important. They're going to slow down that page speed significantly if you're not doing that correctly. The other one is video files. I see this a lot where people actually host the video files on their website. It slows it down. What you want to do is you want to host them on YouTube, and then you want to embed them onto your website, and that will not impact this page speed in the same way. I'm going to throw this up again, hop on a call, and we'll chat, see what's great about this is our SEO audits are created for you and your needs. So this isn't just going to be like a case study. We could actually go through your website and find out what your website needs to create an actual strategy for you. And we're going to come up with some keywords as well that you could target as well. So again, snapseo.ca/contact us. Okay, moving on. Ignoring long-tailed keywords. All right, so we have ignoring long tail keywords. That's our common mistake number three. This is a big one. Yet it's super tempting to focus on those big money or branded keywords, the ones that you see there's a ton of traffic coming in. You're like, I definitely want to rank number one for that. I'm going to get a ton of users to my website, right? But when you do this, you neglect those long tail keywords, and actually, that's where a lot of great targeted traffic can come from. Think of it as sort of a retargeting strategy. These tend to be 4 words or more. And basically, if people are typing more into a search bar, they have a better idea of what they're looking for. And depending on the product or the service that you're selling, uh, isn't it great when you have a client that comes to you or a user and they kind of know exactly what they want and exactly what you offer? So the difference would be, let's say it's an SEO for a divorce lawyer company, or SEO versus SEO services versus SEO for lawyers versus SEO for divorce lawyers. The traffic that comes in for the keyword SEO for a divorce lawyer is probably going to be the traffic that converts, if that's the exact service that you're offering. Whereas if you're throwing a bunch of resources towards just ranking for SEO, I think how many different types of people with different types of needs are going to come in through that keyword. They're not necessarily going to convert. So your dollars and your resources might be better spent going for something a little more niche. Using robots.txt incorrectly. All right, we have common technical SEO mistakes number 4, and that's incorrectly using the robots.txt file. It's a pretty useful and powerful tool, and basically what it does is it tells search engines how you want them to crawl your website in just a plain text file format, placed in your root directory of your website. So really just a plain text file on your website. Uh, but when you don't do this correctly, the results can be really bad because the search engine will index. So they'll put unnecessarily pages uh, in the search results. And I'm talking about things like admin access, your backend testing environments. If you have a staging platform, those are things you really don't want people to access to. This could also just be a general security concern of people actually finding these pages, or even finding outdated content. Let's say like you've retired a product or service and you're not offering it anymore. You don't want people to be able to search that. And that's the most common mistake, not including it in the root directory, and then allowing that access to again, developing or testing sites or your backend pages. This really isn't good practice. So neglecting backlinks. The number 5 mistake we're going to talk about is backlinks, and a lot of this presentation, we're going to talk about this during a lot of this presentation, but just people neglecting them in general. I think I already mentioned 95% of the websites don't have backlinks, which is wild because you're going to see this is so important. And I get why people do this. They can be really hard to get, and it's also kind of confusing on how to get them. Two main ways to get good backlinks, though, are quality content and outreach. But I would argue, and this is my personal take, that backlinks are Google's number one ranking factors. That's again my personal point of view. There are some people who would say differently, but in my opinion, this is all true. All the evidence points to that. The foundation of Google's algorithm was backlinks. It was founded by 2 academics in Stanford, and the only way they ranked sites is in the beginning was how many websites were linking to them. So it was just built on this philosophy, especially with the advent of artificial intelligence or AI coming in and tools like ChatGPT. I think backlinks are going to be just the most important ranking factor today, as well as with the new algorithm. We are seeing backlinks still play a very relevant and heavy role in SEO. Again, here's a graph. This is from Brian Dean from Backlinko. If you want somebody to corroborate what I'm saying about backlinks, that shows how important they are to your website rankings. Again, adding in the strategy session, we can show you more about your backlinks, create a customized backlink strategy for you, for your website to get better listings. So feel free to reach out with us, snapseo.ca/contact us. Moving forward, we are going to get into on-page SEO, and this is going to be anything you want to do on your site to improve your rankings. This is my favorite part personally because it's about content. Um, so, why is content still important? I think we could all agree that uh, generative AI and tools like ChatGPT, we're all talking about how content is changing. So, this is really good to focus on if you're thinking about the ChatGPT you're incorporating into your SEO strategy. So, why is content so important? Well, number one, HubSpot found that 16 blog posts per month more than triples your site's organic traffic. That's pretty significant. If you have an active blog, you have 55% more visitors than a site that doesn't have an active blog. Hmm, sounds not bad. We're just talking about how backlinks are so hard to get. Well, websites with blogs get 97% more backlinks, and that makes a lot of sense because if somebody's going to link to you, they're probably going to link to a resource that you're sharing, and that's generally going to be something informative like a blog. So 90% more backlinks, that's also a pretty crazy number. Uh, you're going to rank for tens of thousands more keywords. I've had an example for this later. One blog could rank for thousands of keywords. We've multiple on our sites that rank for 1,000 and thousands of keywords. So, um, and if you also just gain your audience's trust by giving them solid information, things are more saturated than ever, and there's a lot of crappy content or sites that really offer their users any value. Like this is just a really good way to stand out amongst your competition. Not just become from your competition, it really puts you as a leader uh, on the web for your sites and services as well. So here's our first example, and this was a local car dealership, and they actually came to us. They signed up for Snap Managed SEO because they had a suspicion that they had a Google penalty, and you can see the beginning of that sort of descent. They saw a significant drop in their rankings, which led to a significant organic drop. Our team was able to determine that this wasn't like a manual penalty, but it was a core algorithm update that devalued sites with thin or duplicate content. So we were able to sort of match that to the fact that this website had both. It had thin content, so stuff that just not very comprehensive, not very good, and it had duplicate content, so pages that were almost exactly the same in what they said. So we did an SEO audit and we addressed both issues. We built a ton of content for them, and we made sure that they were building that content to be value packed and long form. Because content is just as much about quality as quantity, and this is the big takeaway right now. I know it's so tempting to just plug a prompt into ChatGPT and or whatever tool you're using, Jasper, and have it spit out and then throw it on your website. It's so easy and tempting to do this, but it's not the end game strategy. This is not a 2023 strategy. This just isn't going to work because, like we saw with our car dealership, the pages of content that were there just weren't that good. It was missing quality, comprehensive answers and things that really worked for their specific audience. So, I'm going to talk to you guys about what quality content means, and that's going to be search content, topical depth, topical breadth. This is what we do on Snap Managed SEO. We find keywords based around what your audience is actually looking for, not like what you necessarily want to rank for. We actually go after the data. We make sure that we're looking at what your audience is putting into a search bar when they're trying to find businesses like yours. That's why the keyword gap analysis that I'm going to tell you about in a second and search content and quality content means massive success because again, with AI, anyone can create a lot of content, but is it any good? Uh, okay, so moving forward, keyword gap analysis. So this is our first sort of peek behind the curtain. I'm going to show you different Snap Managed SEO processes. For the first is going to be the keyword gap analysis, and this is a really big one. So this is how it works. We look at keywords your competitors are ranking for that you aren't. And what this tells us is the keywords that your audience is searching for, but you're missing out on them. You're not ranking for them. These are keywords to build topics around because your core audience is absolutely looking for answers about them. The nice thing about this is all you have to do is look up which pages your competitors are ranking for. These keywords are built better. Uh, yeah, you want to find out what these keywords are and build better content around them. This is a strategy that we do all the time. So with this business, a lot of their competition also had thin content around. Uh, a car dealership not necessarily focus on their content strategy, which is a mistake. Everyone should be focused on their content strategy because it was so easy for us to build content for this website that they outranked their competition. It was just more comprehensive and it was better written. And then if you're doing blogs, you link back to the corresponding product page that you want to see rankings for, and they'll improve as well. You'll see if you go to a Snap SEO blog. I do this all the time with our content. You'll see if there's a blog about link building, it's going to link to our Blogger Outreach product, for example. So here's our first official case study. We're going to talk about a local pool and spa business. I want to show you guys what the keyword gap analysis looks like. Everyone who is on Snap Managed SEO gets this as a part of their package. This is really important to have. So we found 19 targetable keywords that their competition was ranking for that they weren't looking for at all. We use these to help develop a content strategy. You can see the results. Kind of speaks for themselves. Uh, Fairly good graph, nice and upwards trend. These are all keywords ranking the 1 to 10 positions. This particular business, everyone has their own goals coming in. We're like, we want to increase our keywords and our keyword rankings. They were very focused on that, and that's why we picked a strategy to deliver to them. So we created a lot of blog content for this particular website. That's the first big takeaway. And again, you wouldn't necessarily think to create content for this particular industry for pools and spas, but that's why it worked so well. There were a ton of opportunities to rank for more keywords, and there wasn't always only this obviously stunning increase. I'll go back to the graph really quick, but the number one the number one in three positions increased from about 230 to 360 keywords ranking in the 1 to 3 positions. What this tells us is that because the site had such good content and that we had built for them on our Snap Managed SEO, uh, Google sees the site as an authority. Those numbers, those number 1 in 3 positions, if they're trying to send people to the best possible answers, and those get 55% of all clicks. The 1 to 3 positions get 55% of clicks. This means that the site really established themselves as a knowledge base, as something that can be trusted in the industry. So I don't care about what industry you're in. If you're not blogging, you need to start. And you need to do more than tools like ChatGPT because of things like search intent. So, what we're looking at on this slide are two Paris Hiltons. One is a socialite, and the other one is a hotel in Paris. And depending on what type of information you're looking for when you type in Paris Hilton into a search bar, you could be looking for one or you could be looking for the other. Uh, that's what search intent is all about. And that's our next SnapMedge SEO process. It's determining search intent and what your users are typing in when they're trying to find you. So, if you're in a competitive industry, this is a really good case study to pay attention to. This is an email marketing software. So, if you're in SaaS or software as a service, this one's for you. What we did here was we really figured out what we needed to look at for the search intent for keywords that they wanted to rank for. And that's really what the users want to find when they search on Google. And Google figures this out. I'll show you an example. Just 1 second. In order to rank, you have to have the right type of content. And This is what I mean. So this particular client wanted to rank for email marketing software for the homepage uh, or for their product page. When we actually Google that term, that's not the content that Google is ranking. It's all informative articles. If people are trying to figure out how to find the best email marketing software, they're not just trying to go right to a homepage or product page. That gave us a very clear indication of what type of content we needed to create. So, if you have to match the search intent, is this a list? Is this a how-to article, a tool, product page, a category page? All you have to do is search that keyword and that you want to target and see what Google is ranking. So snapseo.ca is never going to rank for search engine optimization. I mean, well, not unless things change, like really, really change. But like those are informative articles. Those are people who want to learn more about what that term actually means. So it's a waste of time to try and make those keywords. You have to kind of reverse engineer it. It's not going to work if you're not paying attention to what Google's ranking. The keywords that this particular client picked out, and again, we see this all the time with competitive industries, they were nice, big head terms related to their services. But we looked at what actually was ranking and we chose the informative articles as a target. And again, you could link to that product page and then pass that authority to that page as well. And well, here are the results. So when they started with us, there were about 10,000 traffic, maybe a little less, and now they're about 20,000 visitors a month. So that's a huge difference. And really, what we did was we made sure that they were using their keywords correctly. They came in with keywords they wanted to rank for, but we made sure that we were ranking for them in the right way. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important to work with a team who knows what they're doing. So we're going to talk about topical breadth and topical depth. This is how I personally define what quality content is. It's a buzzword that gets thrown around this community. You have to have quote quality and quote content, right? Um, what does this mean? I'm going to show you. So topical depth is going to be your long form articles. Those are the resources on your website that have fully answered the question a user would have about that subject. Um, these are kind of more like pillar pages. I like to see like a couple thousand words on these articles. A topical breadth, those are lots of kind of smaller articles on your site about a popular parent subject. I'm going to show you guys some examples in just a few minutes. So some questions your users have will require longer answers. They want to they want a complete guide and everything. Others are short and sweet. There's kind of they kind of just want a piece of information about a specific subject, and they don't want to go through a whole guide just to get that insight. So this again goes back to what search intent too, because you want to give people what they want, and well, Google's too, right? So case number three is actually going to be Snap SEO. I think it's just a really good example of what I'm talking about here. So let's talk about topical breadth. Snap SEO has a ton of articles on their website about link building. For example, how SEO works. This is just one of our most popular recent articles. Everything was like, oh my gosh, SEO is dead. But um, they have a really good resource on how SEO works and proves it's not dead. So check it out. And then there's one more about topical depth. Um, how much should your marketing budget really be? We get so many questions from clients about marketing budgets. So this is a really good resource about it, especially because people are having a hard time figuring out how to spend their money wisely these days. Um, they even turned it into a YouTube video. So they're getting two search engines at once for this article. So that's what topical depth and breadth are, and these are the results. You can see their organic traffic has actually never been higher. I think we could attribute a lot of that to the content they're publishing on their website. This is all organic traffic. This isn't Direct is all depends on people searching for answers to their digital marketing questions and finding them through the content that they create. So, all right. So, off page SEO, essentially anything that you do off your website to improve your rankings. So, the greater web presence. Today, we're going to talk about link building. We could talk about we can't talk about off page SEO without focus on link building. So, let's get into it. Why are backlinks a major ranking factor? I mentioned that Google's two founders, they were Stanford students, and if you ever written like a research paper or an article, you have to cite your sources, and that's something that they really hooked into when they're figuring out Google's initial algorithm. That when someone is trying to prove a point, they'll cite another source, and they saw that as if people are repeatedly citing the same source, that source probably knows what they're talking about. It's probably really valuable. The initial Google algorithm was actually called backrub, which is kind of funny because of this. So you choose authority both for your site and for the sites you've linked to since they're trusted. If you don't know what backlinks are, I've created an example on this slide. So this is a stat from one of our blogs, and that is in Reddit is SEO tactics are undoubtedly effective, with 61% of B2B marketers reporting that SEO and organic traffic generates drive more leads than other marketing channels. So, knowing this, it's going to be a good back rub for your website as well. So, how they work really, they're a vote of confidence, but some votes hold more confidence as an endorsement. This is where things like domain ratings, such as Ahrefs domain authority, which is Moz's domain score, SEMrush, pick whatever you mean. They all kind of do the same thing. So generally, you'll hear kind of like DR, DA, DS. Yeah, they're all kind of the common thing. So generally, the higher metric for these numbers, and they'll go up to 100, the better that backlink's going to be. Uh, it's like the difference between if you're running for office and you get an endorsement from a successful former politician that's in your party versus an endorsement from Deborah who lives down the street. So one's going to hold more authority and vote of confidence than the other. The politician, his endorsement holds way more weight, and that's what really like a DR, DA, or an DS mean. The number of referring domains is really important too. So, referring domains refers to the number of different websites, as opposed to if you have 200 links from one website and you have 100 links from all different websites. Well, 100 different websites is going to be more valuable than the 200 links from the same website. So, I see this a lot with different clients. They think they've worked out deals where they're getting a ton of backlinks, but unless you could get them from all different sources, they're not going to be as valuable. And that's one of the reasons why Snap SEO has been really successful. It's just because we have a great network of people that we work with. So there are tools to show authority, and they also show some relevancy. You don't necessarily need a link from someone in your industry, but it's important that the content in that post or that page is somewhat related to your website. So um, you can't just have an SEO company getting a backlink from a gardening company. It just doesn't make sense. And it's just not relevant to your website. So it's not really going to hold much weight. Um, so that does still hold the same importance. And unless you're already established, backlinks are really hard to get. I think I met one SEO talking about links that actually enjoyed uh, link building, and he was definitely an anomaly in my experience. Most people look like this when they get a link building assignment. So sometimes it's a little bit boring, but it is a job that has to be done. This is a map of Google ranking factors, and you could see that the backlinks still plays a huge importance, as well as keywords and title tags that we mentioned earlier too. So to me, they're the most important. And I'm just being honest, even though I love content and I think backlinks are still the most important ranking factor when it comes to SEO. With the right team, you could do targeted link building with amazing results. And I'm going to show you some examples. But first, let's go into our easy wins ranking strategy. So this is our next Snap SEO process. This is one of the things that I like, and I think it makes us a differentiator. Uh, is our easy wins ranking strategy when it comes to link building. So keywords that are ranking in positions 4 to 30, those are ones that your site is already ranking for, and we want ones that have high traffic value because the top three positions get half of all the clicks in the search. So the difference between the position 1 and 4 in Google is massive. Rather than try for all new keywords, even if there's some really juicy ones that you want to focus on the easy wins because they see results way more quickly and you're going to get a better return on your investment. So here's an example. Uh, this is our next case study. This is an e-commerce fragrance company. We did this easy win analysis, and I'm going to show you an example in just a few slides. They had over 5,000 easy wins keywords, so we didn't try to rank for them all, but what we did was we decided to rank for the ones that would bring the most value. So we measured keyword difficulty, or on a lot of tools, you'll see KD, against keyword traffic. So a keyword like fragrance direct had a keyword difficulty of 12 out of 100. 100 is the most difficult, so 12 is actually fairly easy to rank for, but it has over 120,000 monthly searches. And we found similar results with things like Ghost Perfume, Aftershave, Dior Sauvage. Um, and what we did was we actually did targeted link building to those pages, ranking for those specific keywords using our link insertion and link outreach product. And the rankings were absolutely bananas. So I want to show you guys these two graphs. This is the first referring domains. We worked with this client for a long time and it helped them earn 2,000 additional or sorry, not 2,000, 200 additional backlinks from the different websites. And look at how the traffic corresponds. They went through very little traffic to about 25,000 users per month. Uh, that's just the traffic. That's pretty insane. That correlation to me just speaks for itself, real and that it really had to do a lot with the type of targeted link building that with the easy win strategy that comes to the Snap Managed SEO plans. So here's what it looks like. This is not that particular client, by the way, but I wanted to show you guys an example of what you would get with Snap SEO's easy win analysis. It's going to show you how many easy wins you have, what positions they're in, and then from there, we work on that strategy. I want to emphasize this type of link building is really tough without existing relationships. We've been in the industry since 2018. We've worked with so many different people, and we're very hooked into the digital marketing community. This is why people choose to work with digital marketing companies or agencies because we have these built in. We have these foundations built up. So that's how we do it. I will say it's difficult without extra help, and that's why I'm going to link you guys again to the increase your strategy sessions. Um, there is the URL on the slide, and the reason why this consultation is really important is that everyone's site is different, everyone's goals are different, everyone's budgets are different. So while these strategies that I've shared with you today are going to work for any website, the strategy you should go for and that you deserve to go for is really the one that's going to connect you directly to your business and what its needs are now. So I really encourage you guys to take advantage of this call. You should hop on this webinar today, and your next step is learning. You're learning things, but it's really to have that one-on-one counsel, that one-on-one partnership is going to make a big difference for you guys. So if you're not on Snap Managed SEO yet, the managed service that everyone that I talked to has been on, it does start at 1460 Canadian a month. You do get a dedicated campaign manager. So through your campaign, there's only one manager working on that throughout the time. You get everything I talked about and more. I obviously can only scratch the surface, and if you're going to sign up for this month, we'll double your deliverables for this first month, or your budget will double that the first month. So that's a really good time to hop on a call and get the service. It's a big saving. So you'll determine with your campaign manager what the spend is going to be, but that first month you're going to get twice the value for your money. So we're looking forward to chatting with you. I'm going to stop here. So please feel free to reach out anytime. If you have any questions, do reach out, snapseo.ca/contact us. Thank you again so much for watching, and I look forward to chatting with you. Thanks.